see it.
Okay, we are back. Welcome to Strawberry Cough. I am present. My wife is here. Hello. We're gonna do a little series. It's a short thing. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but I do contribute to a news, entertainment, mostly entertainment, resource. And so I do film reviews. I write a lot of opinion articles, and sometimes I get asked to review a show. And I thought, oh, well, why don't I wait? I want everybody to be able to watch it with me. So let's go to Netflix, because I know most of us have it. And we are watching the series Turning Point, 9/11 and the War on Terror. Not only is it almost 9/11 again, but feels like a good time with the whole Afghanistan stuff going on. I said stuff, you heard me. All right, we're starting season 1, episode 1, hitting play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's crazy.
All
I
right.
still lived in Italy when 9/11 happened.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I didn't speak English at all. It's such a weird thought.
Yeah, I was basic training, but we've discussed that many times before. Not you and I meant the podcast people. I've definitely brought it up more times with them than I do you. I never talk about the military. I talk about basic and AIT some. A nice, smooth flight, or so it would seem. This shit still crosses my mind every time that I'm in the sky.
God, that's terrifying.
I mean, they didn't know that that's how the day was gonna go.
Yeah.
Sky was clear blue, no cloud in the sky. They call it severe clear. At 8 o'clock, American Flight 11 was fully fueled.
As it should be.
Los Angeles. They left Baltimore Airport and that was hijacked.
What do they do? I guess I should know.
Right.
I'm like, do
What,
they
like,
try
what
to
would
take
they
it
do?
down? Yeah, like if he's just not
if
gonna
it's
respond.
between the airplane number of people and the Twin Towers, I would say trying to take it down is the best approach. You're still gonna lose the people on the plane, but I guess you gotta choose. There were 80 people over however many died that day, thousands.
That's true, because they just kind of waited and did nothing, and we saw
Right.
a lot of something.
But I mean, it is interesting. What do? You bomb the plant? What do you do? Right.
I don't want to be the one to make that call.
Right. I mean, if you can figure out where it's going, which I assume they can, then yeah.
I went to
Better
like
to-
space stuff. I was like, what if we could fire like a big purple bubble at it so that it can't hit anything and it just bounces its
Just
way to the
bounces
ground?
back. That would be super.
Get on that, scientists.
Yeah, seriously. Like, what are you doing? Not creating bubbles
Creating
yet?
sex dolls.
That's crazy.
The real
Where are
key
your
to the
priorities?
future. Oh, I didn't mention. I was out earlier with a colleague, and a man came by who had trouble walking. If that makes sense, you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I saw him, and I thought of the story you told me the other day of your friend's ex-boyfriend and his accident.
Oh, yes.
Probably not him, but it ran through my mind while I took him in visually. And he was eyeballing me while I was looking at him, and I was like, oh, fuck, he caught me looking, and I just looked like a creep. And then my colleague was like, yeah, I saw that too. Man, he was looking right at both of us because we were both just staring at him. And I felt horrible because he was walking like on a slant almost, both legs. It was, I haven't seen anything like it before.
Interesting.
I am so glad that we weren't here for a day like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I
frankly,
work
I'm
right
so
there.
glad I didn't know anyone in America. I'm just, yeah, that nobody really got affected by it. That was terrifying. I don't know how they all handled it.
Because if you saw the plane, is that when you start going, we gotta get the fuck
But I think
downstairs?
there's gotta be a part of you that just denies it. Like, it's not something that's gonna happen. You can't believe it.
I would
almost.
deny it for like 2 seconds, and then I would be like, I gotta get to the stairs.
Yeah, but if you're up there, there's no way I can make it.
I'm not gonna
It's
take the
such
chance
a
with the
tall-
elevator. Can't
Such
do
a
it.
tall
There's
building.
too many people. They gotta have steps in case of an emergency.
They do, but do you know how long that takes?
If it takes me all day, like, I'll probably die. But I'm gonna
Right.
die trying
Time
to get
is of
down
the
those stairs.
essence right now.
For 89 flights. I would probably start like butt sliding. Just, I don't know how long it takes, but good God, please. All right. 11 more
I think
floors.
you would get stuck
I would
a lot
probably
more than
die.
you think. Yeah, you would. You should totally try the elevator.
But that's how I'm
so
trying.
at least you have a chance of getting down there. I think you're dying either way.
On a given Monday through Friday, you might have 70,000 to 80,000 people just in that little 16-acre spot. So it's kind of like a city within a city. I was the assistant commissioner at the New York City Department of Investigation. We were doing an operation on the day of the attack. We were at the World Trade Center meeting up with a bad guy to take a bribe.
I mean, he's a hero, but his lips also look like he knows what weed tastes like. He's got the weed lip. I saw it.
A weed lip? What's a weed lip?
Oh, sometimes like lips get darker. Like my lips used to be brighter, pinkish, and now they're just pretty dark. Not fully dark. Just in case anybody's a conspiracy theorist, I'm actually right there with you. I normally don't fuck with them, but I believe in the zeitgeist. Like, if you go to YouTube, you watch all the points that they have to bring up. And I'm not saying that they know what happened, but I am saying that I don't think it's the narrative that we've been told. But for the sake of this documentary, I'm going to go along with what's been presented.
Quarter to 9. In my office, there was absolute silence. Everybody was working on their machines. And all of a sudden,
Man, imagine surviving that.
was broken by tremendous blasts.
They were very close.
Yeah.
Somebody hit the World Trade Center. World Trade Center.
Jesus Christ.
This just in, you are looking at obviously a very disturbing live shot there. That is the World Trade Center, and we have unconfirmed reports this morning that a plane has crashed into one of the towers.
Well, we're looking at, there's no doubt there's a huge explosion and fire. Lots of
I remember that my television just every channel turned to this, and I
Yeah.
thought it was an American movie, and I was like, I don't care. I wanted to go back to my show, and I was like, oh, this is reality. Yeah.
Yeah, unreal. Somebody
Because
dragged
it does
me
look like a
in.
movie, you know?
Because I was outside raking a yard, and they were like, "Hey, come look," and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
fuck."
The engineers tell me the buildings were designed to sway in the wind in hurricane force winds. They had to. They couldn't be rigid because they were too tall.
That makes
This
sense.
was different. This was like shaking so much so that a couple of my coworkers lost their footing and like fell to their knees. And
Wow.
the shaking seemed to go on for like 20 or 30 seconds. When the shaking stopped, I yelled to everybody to get out and head for the stairs.
What the fuck are you still doing here? Let's go.
What happened? Get out first, find out later.
Fair.
Thousands, tens of thousands of people actually work inside those two buildings in the heart of New York's financial district.
I sat on the south side of the South Tower. I was as far away as you could be, and I heard boom. It was a very faint boom. My coworkers who sat on the west and the north side of the building actually felt the heat of the airplane parts as they went past the windows. And they said paper on their desk became charred.
Did you have any desire at that point to evacuate?
Nope. Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead. In fact, my mother asked me, "Are you leaving?" Because mom is asking us to short.
Thank
I mean,
goodness.
what the fuck? What do you mean? What?
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Yeah, I'm just
outside
gonna
while I
have my
take that phone call with my
sandwich,
mom and think about
And
it
then I'm gonna just go through Facebook
on the
a bit.
train.
Yeah, like I got a little podcast to listen to.
Walked past, and he had earlier heard me say that a bomb had gone off, and he came by to tell us that he had heard that it was actually a plane that had gone into the North Tower, Tower 1. It went into the core of the building, straight in. So if you were at the 92nd floor or above, there was no escape. There were no stairs to come down.
Now that's some scary stuff.
Yeah. He's incredibly calm.
He is.
The scariest part was seeing people willingly throw themselves off the building because that was better than whatever was coming. That's imagine just
I think I was
having that
fortunate.
thought process though. Like
I
how
couldn't watch
scared do
this
you need
that
to be?
day. Like I've seen clips, but most people probably were glued to their televisions.
Yeah, yeah.
I was in basic training and it was like, oh shit.
This is great. It's not even 9 a.m.
Yeah.
And we were headed home. As I headed to the elevators, Jim went down the corridors. He was doing another sweep of the floor. He wanted to make sure everybody knew that it was time to go. And there was nothing left. Jim did not make it out.
At this point, we do not have official injury updates to bring you. We are
Yeah, you
only,
just wait
now
though. My
beginning to
God.
put together the pieces of this horrible incident.
So early. You're not even having coffee, really.
Yeah. I mean,
I know you would.
should have had coffee when you woke up. But maybe a second cup.
You're a savage.
We knew it was bad. We knew something was wrong. So as I stood in the lobby, I noticed a lady coming toward me. She came from the Twin Towers. And she was very, very badly burned. And I said, oh my God. Somebody else screamed to get a towel to cover her up.
Oh, that's the same woman we're seeing, huh? Was she?
I found out later that she was burned from the fuel.
Maybe.
Yes.
Jesus.
For some reason, the lady popped into my head, and I said to myself, you know, maybe I should go and see if they're up there, because I'm not sure. Being that the elevator is disabled, I went to the elevator, got on, used the key, went upstairs. As I opened the door, there were there 3 ladies waiting. They were stuck up there. One of the ladies, she bolted and ran back in her room and locked the door. I don't know what. Scared, yeah. So I ran after her and I banged on the door and I told her, excuse me, miss, I don't know what's going on. I know there's something bad. I don't know. I'm scared myself. You gotta leave. She started crying. She told me, okay, I'll come with you.
You eventually got them to safety. From there, did you know what happened to them?
No, I did not.
Planes typically are not that close to these buildings. Wind speeds at this point, not tremendous at all. Flying conditions near perfect.
So close. I would have been scared to be that close, though. You don't know what
like,
buildings do.
that thing could come down.
Yeah.
I was going to stand at the entrance and count the people from my division and make sure all 9 got into the stairwell. I was the division chief, so I felt they were my responsibility. And the stairs were very, very crowded, so they weren't moving fast at all. At the 20th floor is where we first saw a firefighter going up as we were going down. So that meant the rest of the trip we had to go single file because now Port Authority police and firefighters were coming up the other side.
As long as everybody keeps moving, keep the line moving.
It was like two firefighters.
You want to talk about panic? They would probably end up trying to kill me because I'd be like, keep going.
To panic situation.
Let me just get past you. You're not running fast enough.
See how it looks like it's already bending.
Right, which is why I can't watch from like 3 blocks away.
No.
I wouldn't even be at my office. It's like a 5-minute walk to that site.
Too close, yeah. You would definitely feel it.
Yeah.
Engine 24, he had asked me to pick up the shift for him. The lobby glass was broken. We walked in, and we could see cracks in the marble, and I could see some dead bodies near the elevators. This was the jet fuel that had come down.
What a horrible way to die.
Yeah.
The order was basically we had to walk up and fight this fire and get as many people as we can. And we started going up single file, and we had lots of civilians coming down single file, very orderly. Eventually, we got a guy from the 90th floor that had seen fire. So that's when I knew we had a very long climb to go.
Oh my.
It made it very quickly down to the 74th sky lobby. It was packed with people. About 400. We're waiting on that lobby to catch the express elevator to the bottom. I believe I got into one of the last elevators that made it to the lobby level.
Wow.
Obviously, something devastating is happening again.
I mean, surviving that, you've got to have a whole new perspective on
I
just
think I would
about
come
everything.
out fucked up.
Well, yes.
I would never want to be high up.
Yeah.
I would never like the
But
sight
I mean,
of planes.
there's got to be some form of guilt, because I hear that happens. But gratitude as well, maybe.
I would think I'd be grateful.
You would think so, but I've heard a lot about people feeling guilty that it wasn't them dying, and their colleagues died. It's probably a pretty intense
And I was with 3 of my
thing to live
coworkers
through.
around each other on the elevator. And as we stepped off onto Liberty Street, we took about 10 steps, and Ingrid yelled, "Run." She doesn't even remember why she said it, but we ran down Liberty Street towards Church Street in Zuccotti Pond. And the time was 9:03. I know that now.
Like, I don't know that I've seen footage of the second one hitting. Not the same footage that they're using here. Ooh.
Oh my goodness. Oh God. There's another one. Oh my goodness, there's another one.
Seems to be on purpose.
How none of them are swearing, beyond me. Good
Yeah,
for your
good for
professional.
them. Good for them, because I would
I'd be like, fuck, we're at war.
Yeah. I mean, I can barely stop in front of Liam, let alone when a real crisis is happening. Wait, why are you just sitting there? Why are you not running away from that?
No.
They're so close.
I would be afraid of debris like coming for God knows how many blocks.
100%. And again, if the building collapses, you don't really know how that's going to go down. It's got to be close to collapsing. Was it, 15 minutes after the first hit, right? Or something like that?
guess.
I don't remember.
I think the first one. No, I don't remember the time on the first one. I remember 9:03 for the second one.
Now it's obvious, I think, that there's a second plane just crashed into the World Trade Center. I think we have a terrorist act of proportions that we cannot begin to imagine at this juncture.
You could hear people gasping. It just felt like the world was falling apart.
Your brain is just like trying to make some sense of something that made no sense. It was so unbelievable.
Right, and you can't imagine how many people just died or will die.
Third aircraft hijack heading towards Washington. Scramble Langley, head towards the Washington area.
Well, that was a hell of an intro.
Yeah.
Give him the credits halfway in. Oh no. Even though I will say, after 4 years of Donald Trump, I had missed the stupidity of George Bush. He almost had like a glimmer in his eye that he might not be a racist or something. I missed him.
I mean, after Trump,
Yeah.
everyone looks pretty good.
The September 11, 2001 attacks were the most consequential terrorist attacks in the history of mankind.
Well, that's true.
It's hard, I think, to reimagine the sense of profound upheaval, dislocation, chaos, uncertainty that existed on September 11th in the hours after the attacks. And knowing who had attacked us, why they had attacked us, or what attacks were coming next. And this led to perhaps the main question of that era, which was, why did they hate us?
I mean, the main question should be why it wasn't detected.
True. And I also think that the average person, if I could consider myself that, had no idea who ISIS, Al-Qaeda, anybody was, why they might have a problem with the U.S. I mean, we know we're brazen and pretty ignorant.
Don't we have the greatest country? You know what I mean? We should have been able to.
But I don't think anybody knows much about, like, our international affairs. And so it is just like, why the fuck did you just do that? Like, if somebody walked up and slapped me in the street, a total stranger, I'd be like, what would make you do that if violence wasn't the first response? I don't like that they fucking threw his body in the ocean. You need to show me. With what he did, they should have showed us. I've seen Saddam Hussein get hanged. They needed to show what happened to bin Laden. Yeah, but I do. And there are a lot of people like me. We're not the majority, but I think we're closer than you think.
I would not want to see him hang. I'm just glad he's gone, period.
I would have settled for a picture of dead Osama, which could have been doctored. I'm sure the conspiracy theorists would have been like, that's not him. But I want to see. Don't just tell me he's dead. In this age of violence and visuals.
as well. Soviet troops fought 6 battles in the streets of Kabul, the capital of Afghanistan today. The Soviet Union has sent tanks and helicopter gunships to help crush the Muslim rebels.
I am a former CIA officer involved in the Afghan resistance against Soviet occupation. The Americans
Looking like Robert De Niro from Meet the Parents. I am watching you.
why do we care? Well, we care, at least in Washington, because
Are you a pothead, Fokker? Are you a pothead, Fokker?
My pothead?
You haven't seen Meet the Parents?
Yes, but I don't know it by heart.
Yeah, well, Fokker is really the only thing that gets you, like, it had to be one of them.
and so the choice was for any American person, any American, you have to do something, you have to respond.
Soviet leaders have openly and publicly declared that the only
And we own Meet the Parents. You should treat yourself
I
sometime.
think I saw the first one, which was Meet the Fockers, right?
Now, Meet the Parents, Meet the Fockers, and then Little Fockers.
Yeah, I don't know which one I saw.
Probably the first one. It was good. The second one wasn't bad. It was pretty good. But I think the first is probably the best.
I want you to get these guys to win. We don't want to do it like to the last Afghan. We want you to go and set these guys up. And
You're probably correct.
I mean, the pressure was on for that one fall. Absolutely no backing down.
No, none so ever.
By 1980,
We were out there
there was
like it was the next day, even when it was 2 years later.
1.5 million had been
Get it, you terrorist scum?
a million
Slash.
had been driven into exile into Iran, and 2 million across the border into Pakistan. Of a population of about 13
A girl? Holy shit. Okay.
That's like a third of either been killed, wounded, or driven into
Yeah, I thought it was a little boy who was just curiously staring into the camera, and then as the hair got longer, I was like, oh, I think I'm looking at a little girl.
and make it go away.
The United States was giving literally billions of dollars in the crucial years, 84, 85, 86.
Got straight to the point with that book title. We want something provocative
We were essentially
that jumps off the page.
rose up on the basis of Islam, free their country from self-preservation. Jihad was essentially the Muslim struggle against oppression,
I don't know. Just carrying cannon fodder like that, what if you trip? They're on like rocks. And I've seen many a video where something goes wrong, like loading a rocket launcher, and then it just explodes. I know, it's good
Why are you
stuff.
watching this shit?
Well, I like to see when the terrorists don't win. Call me a patriot, if you must. And yeah, Janet Jackson fans, I was thinking, Mr. Patriot, if you nasty.
One man in particular appears to have a reasonably strong following. His name is Gobadin Ekmamji,
Good on you, journalists.
former engineering student from Kabul University.
'Cause I'm not getting that right on my 12th try. Or my 40th.
there was a very strong rumor, I remember, that he was responsible for starting the trend to throw acid into the
Oh,
Oh,
women at that time were not covered up.
no.
Jesus.
Arrested, I'm going to be arrested.
Oh. I'm not going to take a long time to point out a mustache that I saw on a young woman, but if you feel like rewinding this, you're going to see it. That poor, poor young woman. I was going to say before they got to his horrible woman crimes, he had amazingly white teeth. Like, in between being a terrorist full-time job.
Yeah, yeah.
He made sure to brush 3 times a week, and he flossed. I can tell.
And he definitely didn't smoke any cigarettes.
No.
Yeah.
And he didn't have braces because his bottom row was all jacked. But they were fucking sparkling. Bing!
Well, he was busy trying to figure out how to torture women. So it's a lot of work.
Maybe he made like a guy brush his teeth while he was thinking about horrible things to do
I
to
wouldn't be
people.
surprised, yeah. How to best kill and humiliate.
I know a lot of people don't feel sorry for Saddam Hussein, but part of me feels a little sorry for the timing of his death. Just because their horrible act on 9/11 led, in a way, to his execution.
Uh-huh.
And he didn't, to the best of my knowledge, have shit to do with 9/11. So he just got his comeuppance because, hey, fuck it. We found you, and we didn't like you from the past anyway, and we're on a rampage.
Well, had to happen eventually.
Yeah, I mean, he knew he was on borrowed time. He had the plan and the hatch and all that. I either wish that he had lived longer or that someone had just killed him back in the 90s. They did you wrong, Saddam. They did you as wrong as you did a lot of people while you were alive, my man. That sounds expensive. Real space age stuff.
I remember very well in 88, something the war that went into Afghanistan briefly, the foreign.
Couldn't wait to get out. Mosquitoes the size of peaches.
Coming out of Afghanistan, heading into Pakistan, are not easily. And I remember very well being quite shocked to find that these were mostly Arabs and Indonesians and Filipinos.
What the hell were Filipinos doing out there? Oh, because everyone can be a terrorist. I get it. Like, when I hear of Filipinos traveling other than to the United States, I'm like, what, did you get lost on your way to Woodbridge, Virginia? Home of the Filipinos. What's up? I know this is going to sound random, but I think I found a really good pair of rain boots.
Oh, well, that's exciting.
Yeah, I feel like the ones that I have look goofy. So I was like, I'm going to get some of those men Chelsea rain boots. Got nothing to do with Osama bin Laden. Sorry, everybody. I was just excited about the thought of them. He thought they were kids. Doing what kids do. Sure, these kids had missiles. But who didn't? Some of you might be looking at this and thinking, I should travel more. I look at it and think, well, that's one off the list that I never want to see in person.
I have zero interest in going there, too.
Right? It looks like there's just sand everywhere in every place.
And I'm just not a fan of the way they look at women.
Yeah, I mean, it's no place for a woman or a man of color like myself.
Yeah. Plenty other places.
Like, they're on mountains. That looks awful as a travel spot.
And so American politicians
Though they are not fucking around with these weapons. This is some space age stuff.
President Reagan agreed to give them
And it all looks so
You wanna try
clean.
a piece?
missiles. It would be state-of-the-art missiles to shoot down
I'll try some when we're
Soviet
done.
planes. They were trained to shoot these planes down if they were
Well, that doesn't look very clean, but the rest of these weapons look pretty flawless.
In September,
Never even seen something like that. It looks like it shoots light.
killer group outside of Jalalabad waiting for a flight of Soviet Mi-24 Deltas to come in from Kabul, flying from Jalalabad, and our guys caught them.
Again, this dude is killing the names. Respect.
Just like an arc across the sky, trailing that white plume behind it, and popped for this helicopter, and then boom, boom, boom. So after that, the morale of the Afghan resistance went from patiently waiting for martyrdom to, patience my ass is what makes some trouble. It worked.
That dude was a damn good shot with that rocket. I honestly thought he wasn't gonna hit shit, and then I was like, this is a documentary. They wouldn't put that in there if he didn't do something.
The last Soviet soldiers left Afghanistan after 9 years of war, 9 years of occupation and death. At least 15,000 Soviets were killed, along with many thousands of Afghan rebels and civilians.
On the tanks, the soldiers waved and smiled and shouted. They were leaving. They were relieved.
I actually had gone in that morning to be on Afghan soil for when the Soviets left.
Is that what you used to look like? Oh, okay. Then I was like, man, you really changed.
They left. I came back, turned out my light.
Looks like an old Tom Hanks.
That was my message to the KGB, a little over a kilometer away. Game over, guys. You lost.
It became
Because we've got terrorists now.
the Muslim world that
Okay.
led by the brave Mujahideen had actually defeated the Soviets.
شکایمی سرازش و نماز استادم و نمازم بخشش کنیم دو روز هم حالتی داشتم که کمال آدم هست چشمش
You're crying because you're disgusted by Russians?
به یک از آرمان‌های
Oh, okay.
خلاف انتظار و خیلی قبل از وقتش رسیدم و باید بزرگترین آرمان رسیدم که آخرین سرباز
Well, you can have a 2-day cry if it's tears of joy.
جوانم کشور مرتب
Get a good weekend.
تصور نمی‌کردم به این زودی کار خواهم کرد. مطمئن بودم باور داشتم که شوروی در افغانستان شکست می‌خورد ولی نه به این زودی خیانت به شام کرد.
Hekmatyar believed that sooner or later I'd have him killed. The last meeting I had with Gulbadi Hekmatyar, he said, "You've come here to kill me." And I said, "No, engineer, I'm not going to kill you today."
These are the conversations that we're having with people. I like it. I wish that we could have seen him when he was younger.
World order that would spread democracy and the beneficence of the Western liberal states and capitalism throughout the world. So we weren't paying attention.
Look at those Trump people back in the day. You've always been here.
One that was
Yikes.
democratic, that was also materialistic as well. We failed to understand and to comprehend the power of religion.
Sure.
We didn't understand what had happened in Afghanistan was not the closing act, but a prelude to something far more serious and more consequential, especially after Saddam Hussein invaded
See, here we go, looping him back into this.
Kuwait this morning.
Kidding. He was an evil man. I know it. I just feel like the timing was off. I feel like it was right place, wrong time.
What was this due to oil field? The United States and the United Kingdom, amongst other countries, immediately responded to Saddam Hussein and Iraq's invasion of Kuwait by dispatching warships and ground forces to protect Saudi Arabia and to safeguard the rest of the Arabian Peninsula from any attempt by Iraq to expand its control over the world's oil supplies.
Oh, that was why we hated him. Yes.
When I came to the FBI, terrorist groups were something that I was studying. I was really interested in groups like Hamas, groups like Hezbollah, groups like Fitch,
Islamic Jihad. And this weird guy who gives all these different interviews.
What are your future plans?
You'll see them and hear about them in the media.
That's not.
God willing.
Fucking crazy.
What's his intention? And when you talk to people in the US government at the time, most of them tell you, he's just a financier. He financed Islamic causes around the world. But there was something more sinister to him. Osama bin Laden had a lot of difficulties trying to explain to his followers his religious justification of fighting the United States. After all, the United States gave the Mujahideen aid, helped the Afghani people defeat the Soviet communists. When Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait, it was a wake-up call for people like Osama bin Laden. They said, see, we told you, the United States wanted to invade Muslim lands. They wanted to invade the lands of the two holy places to steal the oil and steal the wealth of the Muslims.
This solidified in Osama bin Laden's mind that the United States was no different from the Soviet Union, was through the ruse of protecting Saudi Arabia, attempting to subjugate Muslim peoples and also to seize control of the Muslims' most precious natural resources.
It's weird. I haven't seen a lot of these images since I was a child. But I had no idea what was going on other than people saying, it's all about oil.
Deeply devoted to his religion, who was standing up against this cultural tide of homogeneity, of Western influence and dominance, and saying enough. We have our own beliefs, our own way of living, and we reject that, and you were trying to impose it on us. Therefore, you've no choice but to fight and to strike back.
He decided to declare jihad on the United States. He thought
For
this
shame.
was his opportunity to wake up the Muslim world.
I wonder, the extreme groups, do they look at him like he was some great man? Or have they moved
the same
on?
way Trumpers look at Trump. Yeah. Like he's a hero of sorts, you know, went against the grain and all that kind of crap. Yeah.
And I don't remember this in 1993 at all. Granted, I didn't live in New York City then. I was a child.
I didn't even live in the States, no. They were giving me very different news. When I was 5.
By the hundreds, the joyful end of a 2-hour journey down the smoke-filled staircase. Staggering, coughing.
5 are known dead at this point. More than 200 hurt at the blast that rocked the nation's second tallest building.
Put that money jacket on.
The first World Trade Center bomb was really independent.
We should learn never to like raise them again though. Like make a different building. They clearly keep calling at it.
I mean, if something happens to the Freedom Tower, it's definitely a sign that should just be like a pool.
Or just a
Of
memorial or
remembrance.
something, you know, like nothing. Yeah.
Like what they did for
not a
Superman,
good
something
place.
real low key.
Right, it's not a good place.
Bin Laden counted as one of his spiritual mentors as well.
Omar Abdul Rahman, he was able to escape
Oh
Egypt
boy.
to come to the United States because people in the US government believed
Hey now, he's got a very white beard. He has to be bleaching it though. That shit looked like a pony's mane.
Those beards.
Not
make
that
my-
beard, and not him.
So
He
like,
is a scary
they
dude.
look like they smell like ass. I hate unkept beards.
Is that the same person? Kind of looks like
I
brothers.
think so. I don't know.
Well, his face was as asymmetrical as it can get. Like somebody freestyled that. This is what I think a nose should look like.
Oh my god.
at the very beginning, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed really wanted the World Trade Center down. Ramzi Yusuf, his relative, when he got caught, they put him in a helicopter, bringing him to New York so he can go to jail.
They put him in a helicopter for that?
And they said, see, it's still up. And he said, if I had more money, he'd phone me.
What underscored, I think, how serious the 1993 World Trade Center attack was the fact that it was not an isolated one-off phenomenon. following June 1993, another plot is uncovered.
And people just thought, we just got to stay on top of this, stay vigilant. Nothing can happen if we always catch them first. Though I guess the only other option is like, do you just pull down the World Trade Center? You can't just do that.
The cell that I was working against was seeking to assassinate Hosni Mubarak, the president of Egypt, and blow up the Holland and Lincoln tunnels, plant bombs in those tunnels. They were going to shoot the guards at the federal building, 26 Federal Plaza, drive a truck underneath with explosives in it to blow up the federal building, and looking at other landmarks in New York City to attack us.
Members of the Joint Terrorism Task Force this morning seized barrels of evidence and arrested 8 people in New York and New Jersey. The suspects are said to be linked to Sheikh Omar Abdul Rahman.
They took the cell down at the last minute. There is CCTV videos that were put on trial as evidence, as exhibits. And you see one guy praying, and next to him, one guy literally mixing the bomb.
Yeah, you mix that bomb on the other side of the room, man. I'm getting my church on. Every time they show that dude, now I'll never forget his face. Sheikh Omar Abdel Rahman. His face is forever ingrained in me. You can't unsee it. It looks like he was touched by Satan. I don't know if they believe in that.
He was openly declaring jihad and declaring war on the United States.
The Sudanese come to the Americans and say, you want him? And we said, we don't have enough on him to do anything, so no, we don't want him. The Sudanese then came and said, how about he goes to Afghanistan? And the Saudis and Americans said, what a wonderful idea. That's so far away. What kind of trouble can he get into there?
I don't know. He had money, though. I wouldn't have thought somebody would go as far as he did, 9/11, but what do I know? He hasn't slept in a year.
We walked away. There was probably no thought given to aftercare in the case of a victory, and it was a failed state.
What's that blonde guy doing there? Oh, Soviets. He's not one of you. Get him.
Kabul was utterly destroyed in the Civil War.
When he went to Afghanistan, there was a new group in Afghanistan that was winning the battle that took place after the Soviets pulled out, among all the Mujahideen and all the different warlords. That group was called the Taliban.
Oh. Doesn't anyone care about their lives? You guys are being real reckless with them. No one has met a nice girl and just thought, there's gotta be more to life. Maybe it's just the dudes who are fucking running. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Afghanistan in the 1990s was, it's hard to describe. It was another world. It was completely, utterly destroyed.
It's so sad.
The Taliban didn't let foreigners in very often.
Nor should they have.
And I drove in, I drove to the capital. All the roads are blown up, cratered. There are
Now, why would you want to be there?
True. Because no matter what anybody said, I wouldn't feel safe.
No, and also they don't want you there. You got lucky. I don't know.
Don't worry,
about
nothing's
that.
gonna happen to you. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I get you some soda? No, thank you.
You just didn't see when women were not allowed to walk unaccompanied, either by their husband or a male member of the family.
I mean, I expect that.
What happens to families that, I don't know, husband dies, all girls, daughters?
I imagine that at his funeral, they just shoved the whole family into his grave with him. That's exactly how I'd like to be buried. Don't care for all that.
What do you mean, like to be buried with who?
With my family.
Yeah, don't say
I don't
creepy
want you to
shit
have
like
to
that.
walk through life without
Yeah,
me.
you're insane.
Or our child. Are you insane?
You're insane. He doesn't mean any of this.
Let us all
Just in case
just
someone like wants to
forever sleep.
sue us.
I give
It was all a
nothing,
joke.
nothing that anyone can find me with.
It was all a joke.
I mean, the amputation's kind of warm-up act, and
I mean, you can cut your hair, sir. The secret's out.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, you're just wearing a shame haircut. I don't like that my hair is starting to thin, but I won't do anything about it.
he apparently had murdered someone in an irrigation system. The family of the victims there, his family, and his family were sobbing and were begging for mercy. Please
He got none. I know that.
And the family of the victims said, no, no, no.
Yeah, yeah.
Italian handed a rifle to the brother of the victim. And he walked out to midfield, and all the while they're reading the Quran to a loudspeaker. The brother takes the rifle and shoots the guy. He kind of falls over. They cart him off.
I mean, I gotta tell you, I think that that's fair.
And that's what was like for him.
He fucking killed my brother. Yeah. It's okay for me to kill you? Get it. Instead of, I gotta wait 10 years while everybody pays taxes and keeps you alive, and then somebody gets to inject you quietly and you die peacefully while we watch from behind. No! Let me just shoot him. Here you go. Oh, his head wrap was money. I like what that guy's doing on the left there with the white one going around the back. That was very Star Wars of him. I like that.
Muslim extremists known as the Taliban militia have not only trampled on women's rights and banned most modern pleasures. Since taking over most of Afghanistan, they have made it a haven for some of the world's most dangerous terrorists.
Osama bin Laden had done a great deal.
It does seem like the old Wild West. You can do anything you want out here. Women don't do anything. They can't do anything. Come over here. Let's shoot some guns and kill people.
On the Americans from Afghanistan. It was well known that Osama would not be sitting idly by doing nothing.
On the 8th anniversary of the deployment of the first U.S. troops to Saudi Arabia, bin Laden launched simultaneous attacks against the U.S. embassies in East Africa.
Man, the Republic of the Congo is huge. Terrifying. Again, just living your life.
Right? That's so scary.
The fact that they were simultaneous attacks just ratcheted up that threat that terrorists could strike at more than one place at one time.
These acts of terrorist violence are abhorrent.
I mean, he was a smart man. You gotta give him that.
All the means at our disposal.
It was. It was just directed to the wrong things and places.
No matter what
He was an intelligent man, though. He wasn't stupid.
We knew that Al-Qaeda is not just going to pack and go home. They're going to try
And 98 wasn't that far ahead.
We had intelligence that said they were planning to bomb few hotels in Jordan. Also, they were planning to assassinate the Pope, John Paul II, when he was doing baptism.
Now, if they had actually assassinated the Pope, because Catholicism extends far past just the states, what do you think would have happened?
I want to say a world war.
A world war. That could be true. I mean, World War II started
people
for
really
less than a pope.
are into it, yeah.
Sorry about Ferdinand, whomever.
Yeah, no. I think it would have been really bad. I mean, people don't fuck around with religion.
No,
I don't
and you
believe
got
any of it,
all
but-
the Spanish countries. You've
Oh, yeah.
got
It's
all
strong.
of
It's
the
coming from
white
all
people
exactly.
from every continent.
Yeah.
How did we
I think
get
it
this
would have been because
motherfucker?
everyone would feel personally attacked. Everyone in that world, but there's a ton of them.
Two Al-Qaeda members in it came about midship.
It would have been intense.
Fuel valve in the end. Midship is about the midway point, which happened to be where the cafeteria was.
Archbishop?
Explosion did quite a bit of damage.
I think an archbishop dying was what started World War II? Or World War One? Maybe I'm thinking of World War One because I feel like Hitler started World War
usually,
II.
because I mean, religion is usually what's the reason behind it all.
We were anticipating some type of attack somewhere.
Archduke Ferdinand?
So wait,
I
they
refuse
were
to Google it.
anticipating some attack at some point. That is the level of the United States of America.
Well, I mean, he's
Seriously?
making threats, so you have to anticipate something.
Something at some point. That's the extent of it. That's what we have this great system for. How do we even go about that? Like, what does that mean? Is it subways? Is it like what does that mean?
I don't have the answers, Sway.
They're often played out on very personal levels. Counterterrorism is something done by a multiplicity of agencies that did it well, but didn't necessarily feel the need to cooperate with one another.
Like every aspect of America.
The late 1990s,
Nobody talks to one another.
we were enmeshed in following every muscle movement with Monica Lewinsky.
It's true. We were all about Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. And we thought that Gore was going to win. I don't even remember who Lieberman was. Joseph Lieberman, if I'm not mistaken.
Oblivious to some of the historical outbreaks between agencies or personal enmities between key individuals. And all along you have in the background Bin Laden carefully, meticulously, slowly putting together all the pieces to implement what would be a history-changing terrorist operation.
Big time. Big time. A slap of the bass. Surely I can't be the only one surprised that 9/11 isn't a federal holiday yet. I mean, it's going to be the 20th
We're not
anniversary.
celebrating something positive.
No, but I just feel like we shouldn't have to go to work or school.
I mean, I can see that.
Let us remember what they took from us and the people.
Work at school, actually. Oh, well, okay. If you're not working, then yes.
Right, I need time. And they can play videos all day of what happened. That's fine. Do the holiday right. Do it justice. I shouldn't have to work.
That's really what matters here. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Matters.
So there were approximately 16 of us in this staff meeting. And
Tell
when
'em.
it got to me, there was the loudest noise I had ever heard. And it got dark.
Jeez.
Oh, that's where we're stopping the episode. I like that. Keep them
That's
wanting
a really
more.
cool way to stop an episode.
Okay. So we will be back to do another episode. Probably in the next couple of days. I have to go see Shang-Chi tomorrow night. But hopefully you enjoyed it. Let us continue to remember. And stay tuned.